Okay, that's perfect. Well, thank you very much for stay here. My name is Roger Diaz. So in this case, we are going to do, after watching the documentary, we are going to meet online on Skype to have 50 minutes speaking forum, the meeting on Skype. In the Skype meeting, you must socialize about the next question by giving argument to each answer. First question: Have Americans overcome the 9/11 events? Second one: Are Americans still concerned about terrorist threats? The third one: How have Muslim and American lives changed after the 9/11 events? What is the American government doing to reduce the threats feelings of the community? The last one question: What is the opinion of some politicians about war after 9/11? Every student must participate. Language, structure, and pronunciation, fluency, and clarity will be great. Okay, guys? Thank you for listening to me. We are going to answer the question. Well, Adriana, tell us about the first question.
Okay, thank you, Roger. My question is, have American overcome the 9/11 events? Okay, I remember the terrible situation on September 11, where the series of four coordinated events that hijackers steered two passenger planes to the Twin Towers in New York City, with another died in the Pentagon for possibility to the found of capital of the White House. Almost in that situation, 3,000, excuse me, people were killed in the attack. All the world saw the USA and 19 hijackers for Saudi Arabia were relegated by affiliate to Al Qaeda and Osama bin Laden. When returned to the normality activities after 9/11, they confront a big dilemma and balancing security and safety in the most important country around the world. Osama was a leader of Al Qaeda of intelligence officials. Believed that the Osama was responsible for many daily activities and terrorism, including the bombing in United States and in September 11th attacks. American watches in horror of terrorist attacks, and my opinion in decades since 9/11 reveals that they come together at the spirit of sadness and patriotism, but on the other hand, the situation was terrible for the immigrants because they experienced discrimination after 9/11. When the Americans, there are three important points to try to explain about that situation. The first, they were affected by the trauma itself, and it was awful situation. And the second is they were traumatized by the attacks. International and third, change the policies of the United States to create by the government after the attacks. I tried to complete my answer to the, for example, in November 201, the Justice Department said that they planned to interview 1,000 people from the Arab and Muslims countries where the non-immigrants or non-immigrants visas for that people as their that they knowledge about any terrorist activities. And additionally, in 2002, all meant for Arab and Muslims were required to report to the government and register the fingerprinter in US. That's a terrible situation. I think that for any people was devastating and was incredible. For example, different feelings about fear, anger, and sadness. But in this moment, it's not normalized that situation that I believe that any American people think that is terrible. And in my opinion, the world changed after the 9/11. Thank you, Roger.
Okay, thank you very much for sharing your opinion. Well, you have been recollecting a lot of information, so that is good information about the 9/11 events. Uh, well, the highlights is the American people are discriminate, are going to discriminate Muslim and Afro Afro-Colombian people.
Yeah.
Well, uh, I know. There are a lot of things about, or a lot of information about the 9/11 events. So, thank you so much for sharing your information and sharing your opinion. The next question is, are Americans still concerned about terrorist threats? Partner Jaime, please tell us about your personal opinion or information about the question.
We nice, guys. Uh, I have point two. Are Americans still concerned about terrorist threats? Um, I think about in the beginning of the analytical reflection, I can see the next. Are Americans still concerned? Um, there is Islamophobic and anemic over excitation. The people are afraid to go out of in the streets and fear for their safari since 9/11. There is not longer tranquility. People fear for their life, and there is a social psychosis of the.
Okay, that's perfect. Thank you, Jaime. You have more information or not?
Yes, okay.
Are you finished?
Yes, yes.
Okay, that's perfect. Thank you for sharing your personal opinion. Uh, that is difficult. That is difficult because you need to, or American people needs to overcome that situation. In USA, um, Americans organize a building to recognize people that die in 9/11 events. So that is difficult because you, for example, you are going to pass or walk by that street, and you can see different names. You can talk with other people about the 9/11 events. Some people have different opinion, that different situation about the Al Qaeda, about the Osama bin Laden. So it's difficult. It's difficult to understand and overcome that situation. Okay. Thank you, Jaime, for sharing your information, sharing for your opinion. Socialize. This question is difficult to understand. To understand what do you do, what do you talk about with us, and no more. Yeah. The third question is for me. How have Muslim and American lives changed after the 9/11 events? Okay. There have been different surveys where the American people are still afraid and feel insecure. Until now, a million Muslims live in New York. Other Muslims didn't have the same opportunity after 9/11. There are different roles. Policies of the American government changed, affecting some Muslims, which were deported to their countries of origin. Many of them communicate through virtual tools with their relatives, hoping that one day they will meet Also, a famous Muslim person was killed. Many Muslims came out to protest, demanding justice, since the person who murdered him justified that he didn't to save the country from him. As a Muslim girl shared the situation of her being a Muslim and studying at a college. She points at that is difficult to interact with American and that she should not wear dark color because many people can discriminate against her. She also points out that she doesn't have many friends and try to share moments and talk with other people is difficult because she is a Muslim and she has another religion. She has tried to wear another wear that is uh, that people discriminate, American people discriminate that. The United States government has not yet modified an agreement that allows foreigners to enter and is stronger as necessary requirements to enter the country. Many American people still don't feel calm and continue to discriminate against Muslims. Other people will never forget what happened. The video shares another case of family that visit their son in the cemetery and highlights the duty that they have and how he died serving your country. Every week they visit their dead son. That is so sad because imagine that the situation you have a son, you have a family that served in that case the 9/11 events, and you see in this case, and after that you never see again. So that is very sad, and you have the opportunity only that they see your parent, your relative in the cemetery. That is very difficult. Okay, that is my opinion. That is my information. I try to organize my ideas. I try to do my best way. Okay, thank you very much for listening to me. And the fourth question is what is the American government doing to reduce the threat feelings of the community? Please, Danny, tell us about what do you think about that? What do you investigate? What do you do for recollect that information? Please tell us about. Uh, I didn't hear you. I can. No, guys, do you listen to Danny?
No, nothing.
Oh,
Not, not,
I can
I,
hear.
I not hear.
please try to turn on your microphone or maybe your connection. Don't worry, it's okay. No, try to speak up, try to disconnect and connect again your headphones. You got it? No,
Not.
no, sorry. Okay, well, guys, while Danny is going to organize, is going to check the microphone, we are going to uh, respond the last question. Yeah. If you want, and Ariana, if you want, you can tell us about the last question. Remember, it's just an opinion because the last question was about for the last partner, but the last partner he didn't assist the encounter. Okay.
Okay. I agree with you when talk about the discrimination is the most important thing for that activity, and I believe that the balancing of security and safety is the most important part. But there are two parts in that story. First, for Muslims perceive that imminent risk and report sadness and sense of lack or anxiety or insecurity. But the other hand, American people believe that the security is changed in that country. I think it's very complicated that situation not only for American peoples but for Muslims is the same. The religion is the problem in this case. Osama bin Laden, eh, I believe for Osama, Islam were more than religion. In this activities changed totally the story about the 9/11. I believe, I consider. I don't know. What is your opinion, Roger?
I'm sorry,
Okay, don't worry, don't worry. Try to turn off your microphone about the cell phone. Yeah. Okay, don't worry. It's a little mistakes. Well, after the terrorist attack of September 9, I was relieved how an entire nation came together in a spirit of strength and patriotism, resulting in a great war against their terrorists of the moment. Al-Qaeda and the Taliban regime were a large number of politicians, including from other countries, supported the opinion of President George Bush, joining force to start the global war against terrorists. Although over time the opinion and political support of foreign countries decreased because the war in Afghanistan last 20 years ago, and countries like France and United Kingdom their military support from the United States. That is my opinion about the last question. And what do you think about Jaime about the last question?
guys. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I think about the politicians taking and change in the world and change the politics for the government, um, for the detonation and terrorist attacks overall in USA or in other territories. In this moment, I see in the war in the Middle East and today in Russia, o sea, it's complicated. The change of the protection the territories in the world, the different territories, different war in different lands. It's complicated. It's in my opinion.
Okay, that's perfect. Yeah, you talk. You were talking about the Russia and Ukraine. Yeah, that is complicated because it's a bad situation. Uh, all people, all newspaper talking about share information about that war. But yeah, yeah, for no long the conversation, for no long the conversation because this conversation is different. But one part is the other, the each one. Okay, that's perfect. Thank you so much. Thank you, Adriana. Thank you, Jaime. Well, Daniela, is your uh, opportunity to talk about your question. It's important to highlight different aspects. And well, it's your turn.
Okay. Can you hear me?
Yes, we
Okay.
can.
My for question. What is the American government doing to reduce the threat feelings of the community? Okay. In my opinion, I think that the government has done anything to reduce these threats. The American themselves have been responsible for discriminating against the Muslim population, even often mistreated, I'm sorry, by the police, are extradited to their country of origin, or worse, their lives for no reason at all, just because they are Muslim. And this why xenophobia is one that rise. I think the same government has made Americans see a fear that does not exist. In the video, I saw that many of the Muslims are great professionals. They respect the laws. They paid their taxes month by month. They generate economy for the country. Then why they mistreated? I don't know. I think that this conflict was caused because the American government itself wanted the to get into the Middle East to generate common economic power, and some way blame some way blame that country that has always been affected by the war. Um, it is now that the American government always has wanted to be the world power, and it was. But so for all this, I consider that this country has entered into a large country to generate oil extraction, weapons, and food stuff, all of which are now generated in the country, in America. That is why I believe there was no terrorist attack. I think no. As it has not been made look because the government has been acting under reserve policies. Will always be both official and invent version. That's it.
Okay, thank you, Danny, for sharing your information about. The last, tell us about what do you think about the last question? Remember, the last question is what is what is their opinion of some politicians about war after 9/11? Yeah, because Adriana, Jaime, and me, uh, we were talking about the last question,
Yes,
and
yes, yes.
your turn.
Oh, okay.
The missing part.
This is a problem. I don't know. I think that a lot of politics knew that the better way was the avenge, as as Trump closed the door to all person coming from the Middle East. Even I call forward and command more military troops. I don't know, because this is a um, complicated topic. Topic complicated.
Okay,
I
that's
don't know.
perfect. Well, thank you very much. I think that this topic is a big topic, but you will have a good knowledge when you talk with other people. When you talk with, for example, maybe friend, maybe family, talk about that 9/11 events. You have more knowledge, you have more option, you have more opinion about that. So that is great. That is great. This opportunity, you have the interaction with other people, with other mates. So I enjoy these encounters. If you have other opinion, if you have maybe another thing that you have to share, please share. Don't worry. This space is for share. This space is for talking about that topic. If not, don't worry. It's okay. We are going to finish this session, this encounter, and after that, uh, we are going to finish. No more. Adriana, Daniela, Jaime, do you have any question? Do you have other opinion? Tell us.
No, thank you. That's a great opportunity to that encounter. Thank you so much.
That's
Yes,
perfect.
thank you so much for encounter.
Jaime, do you have any question? Do you,
Many. I think our politics and laws support a new politics for the change, for the security. Um, we have to think in change in create security overall in USA in other countries. I I think it's all.
okay, that's perfect. The government uh, has been trying to create a new security, more, yeah, more security for enter the country. Yeah, more specific for Muslim. Yeah, that is a good conversation. Thank you very much, guys. Thank you for your time. I know it's difficult to try to organize these encounters because I know you have a lot of responsibilities. You have maybe words, maybe your job, maybe if you have a son, if you have a daughter. Well, that is the final the final question. I don't have more a question about that. Thank you guys. See you in the next task. See you in the next exercise encounter, and have a nice night. Goodbye, guys.
Bye
Bye bye
bye.
bye.
Thank you.
Pleasure.